Welcome back to our show. I'm Anquinette Crosby. We are living in a pivotal historic moment, a global pandemic, a national reckoning with centuries of systemic racism, and a country that is so divided as we head into a crucial presidential election. This is the time to mobilize for justice, and that's why we're talking about a new initiative. Here to tell us more about the Justice Initiative is attorney and Harvard Law School graduate, Enumale Agada. Welcome to the show, Enumale.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm thrilled to be here.
It's thrilling to have you. So tell us about the Justice Initiative.
Well, the Justice Initiative is the brainchild of John Hanson, who's a professor at Harvard Law School and the head of the Systemic Justice Project, and Justin Hansford, who is a professor at Howard Law School and the director of the Thurgood Marshall Center for Civil Rights. So we envision the Justice Initiative as being a community. It's basically a community of law students, of lawyers, law professors. And our objective, we have a number of objectives, but our main objectives are to, first of all, build a community that is responsive to issues of social justice in real time. We also want to build a community that kind of births law students that can reimagine the role of lawyers in building a more just and equitable society. And we're hoping that a side effect of that is that we will encourage or contribute to the building of a legal education system that not only prepares young law students to become these lawyers who are agents of change, but also supports them as they grow through that process.
Tell us, why did you get involved in the JI?
Sure. So I graduated from Harvard Law School in 2017. And John Hanson, who's one of the founders of this project, was one of my professors. And I was just really, really fascinated about his analysis of legal education and his ideas for how we could build, first of all, a better justice system by changing legal education, by creating lawyers who were social engineers and social architects. And so I was really, really fascinated by that. And a lot of what he said and a lot of what Justin Hansford has said and written about really spoke to me and my experience in law school. So when they were kind of coming up with this idea and pitched it to me, I was all in. I was on board immediately. And I've kind of hit the ground running and haven't turned back since. So I'm really, really excited and happy about that.
Well, we've been very fortunate to have Justin Hansford on the show, and he is quite the trailblazer. So I am not surprised that he is involved, very involved with this project. When you talk about building a community, is that something that's new when it comes to law and law schools? What makes this so different, and why is it needed now more so than ever?
That is an excellent question. I think one thing that makes this different and unique is that it's a collaboration between these kind of two programs, the Systemic Justice Project and the Thurgood Marshall Center for Civil Rights, which speaks to one of our main goals, and that is to build a community that crosses a lot of the boundaries that keep many of us siloed in the first place. So geographic boundaries, boundaries of school. So this is kind of a coming together of a lot of different people from a lot of different places. And we think that that is innovative in itself and will lead to a lot of interesting and new ideas. I think it is particularly crucial right now because 2020 has been quite a year.
Mm-hmm. And we're not done with it yet.
We're not even done with it. That's probably the understatement of the century. But one thing 2020 has done has revealed or reminded us of a lot of the lessons that I think many of us already knew. First of all, that justice and the law are not synonymous, even though they're often discussed as though they are. The murder of Breonna Taylor and the subsequent refusal to bring charges is just the latest in a long, long list of examples we have of that. And because of that, I think it is incredibly important, especially in this moment, to kind of have a community of law students and lawyers and law professors that prioritize justice and not simply the letter of the law. And I think if you change the system that builds law students. Those are the same law students that go on to become judges, that go on to become defense attorneys, movement lawyers, prosecutors, possibly
Supreme Court justices.
Supreme Court. That is
Mhm.
exactly it. And so if we kind of change the system and change the type of people that are coming out of the legal education system, then we can change the system itself. That's kind of our pitch. So right now it's phenomenally important.
When we come back, will the loss of RBG on the Supreme Court have a supreme impact on social justice issues? Well, we'll find out right after the break.